Wristwatches have been evolving for centuries. Complications are getting more complex, materials are getting more advanced, and styles are getting more refined. But the one thing that most brands were very resistant to was changing the shape of the watches. Hey everyone, I'm Karishma Karer and welcome to today's episode on the hour markers, where we're going to talk to you about brands that broke the mold of traditional watch cases. First, a name synonymous with shaking things up, Gerald Genta. In a sea of round dress watches, Genta designed the octagonal Royal Oak in 1972 for Audemars Piguet, complete with exposed screws and integrated bracelets. 4 years later, he dropped the Patek Philippe Nautilus, challenging the idea that steel watches could be just as luxurious as gold. Genta didn't just design shapes, he sparked a design revolution. Why break the mold though? It's not about these watches just looking different. They're artistic pieces, they're ergonomic and even very practical in some cases. So let's check them out. Audemars Piguet's Remaster 02 revisits the brand's golden age of asymmetric design. Its 41mm rectangular case in 18 karat sand gold nods to Brutalist architecture and a rare 1960 model. Between 1959 and 64, AP produced more than 30 asymmetrical shapes, most in fewer than 10 examples. The Remaster 02 is a modern tribute to that daring design spirit. For me, that's the point. In a world full of safe round watches, this one dares to be different. It reminds us that watchmaking at its best isn't just about time telling. It's about starting conversations. And the Remaster 02 certainly does that. And then there's Cartier, the undisputed king of curves. The Cartier Crash, born in the rebellious 1960s, is the ultimate conversation starter with its surreal melted silhouette. Some say it was inspired by a watch mangled in an actual car crash, others just call it a myth. Either ways, it's become a cult icon, bold, provocative and impossible to ignore. Then there's also the tonneau with its elongated barrel shape offering a more understated, vintage kind of elegance. It's less shocking than the Crash, but just as distinctive. Of course, not everyone gets Cartier's curves. Some find them too theatrical, too impractical. But for me, that's what makes them special. Form and flair going hand in hand and still standing the test of time. And then there's MB&F, a brand that doesn't just make watches, they create mechanical sculptures. The horological machine number 3, a jeweled owl in 18 karat gold, the HM11, a miniature house with a flying tourbillon beating at its heart. Every MB&F creation is inspired by science fiction, architecture, and nature. Personally, the HM10 Bulldog is my favorite. With its big rounded body, expressive eyes, and even a jaw that snaps open and shut to show the power reserve, it feels alive. It's a reminder that a watch can have personality, attitude, and even a sense of humor. MB&F doesn't just make watches you wear, they make machines you can bond with. Now, not everyone gets an URWERK, but that's the point. At URWERK, design isn't just about looking cool, it's a necessity. With watches like the UR100V Hunter Green and the UR230 Polaris, they craft asymmetric cases that are dictated entirely by their radical time displays. Here, form really does follow function and still manages to look like something from another galaxy. Materials like fiberglass, reinforced ceramics, and titanium aren't just for show. They're chosen to keep these wild machines wearable, durable, and distinct. And as co-founder Martin Frey sums it up perfectly, we interpret time differently. And it certainly shows. And URWERK isn't for everyone, but if you get it, you really get it. Now this one is on my radar as well, the Vacheron Constantin Historic American 1921. Its elegance with a purposeful twist. Originally designed over a century ago for easy reading while driving, its dial was angled and its crown shifted to the corner. All about practicality behind the wheel. The original 1919 and 1921 references were crafted for the US market at a time when the automobile was reshaping modern life. And over the decades, that asymmetric design, born out of function, became a quiet icon of style and ingenuity. For me, it's a reminder that true icons often start with solving problems and later find their place in history. And finally, few brands push the limits quite like De Bethune, taking unconventional watchmaking to an entirely new dimension. The Dreamwatch 5 isn't just a watch, it's a canvas. Unlike De Bethune's other collections, which offer customization only if you ask, the Dream 5 watch must be ordered with at least some bespoke tailoring. For most, this remains a true dream watch. Exclusive, expensive, expressive, and exhausting. De Bethune emptied the tank here, proving what's possible when imagination meets an open budget. And for the fortunate few who can commission one, this is as good as it gets. All of these watches prove something simple yet extremely profound. In the world of horology, a shape isn't just about a frame, it's about a statement. Whether it's Genta's angular vision, MB&F's living creatures, or De Bethune's poetic interpretations, these oddly shaped watches prove one thing: time is definitely not one-dimensional. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the hour markers, and don't forget to tell us about your favorite unconventional case in the comments below.